fate in the series, and I like our ability to lock in on that and try to get off to a good start at home on Game 3.
Steph, Tony Harvey, NBC Sports Radio. De'Aaron Fox, of course, this is his first time, being on a big stage like this, and you've been through it, so many times. Just want to get your thoughts on, and it's still a young series with 2 more games, going back to San Francisco. Just want to get your thoughts on what he's doing and what he has done for this organization since he's been here.
I just continue to get better every year and put themselves in a position to be a playoff team after that long drought. And he's extremely talented. He's quick. He puts pressure on you every possession. He knows his strengths and he tries to use them. So I think he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's been doing that all year. So it's what we expected, but again, we still kind of understand what it's going to take to turn this series in our favor, but we know we're going to have to play great to beat it. They're a great team. He's been a big catalyst for that all year, so there's no surprises. It's just a matter of can we slow it down.
How physical was this game compared to your average playoff game?
I think early they were kind of letting us play all over the place, and then it kind of tightened up a little bit in the second half. We've been through all type of scenarios. I think the biggest thing for any team going into a game is just make sure it's consistent on both ends, so that what's going to be allowed and what's not. And I think for the most part it was pretty solid. And again, like that brings that competitive fight out of us that we've shown plenty of times, and while we had a chance to win it down the stretch, but from game to game, just feeling it out, trying to figure out how we can be the most effective out there, know how the game's being called, and we know they're trying to be physical, especially on the perimeter, to try to take us out of our sets and our patterns and all that. So we got to be able to respond.
As you said, you've seen a lot, been through a lot of different scenarios throughout all these playoff series you've been a part of. Though, you guys have always been a team that likes to speed up your opponent, where they might like to play a little bit slower, not as quick as you guys. What do you just think of the pace of both of these teams and how that's kind of playing out, how that combats each other?
I think we both like to play fast. We both that's kind of our sweet spot. I think we're a little bit more predicated on ball movement and player movement than they are, but they have a lot of athletes, especially D. Fox, Monk. With the ball in their hands, they put a lot of pressure on you at the point of attack. So you have to have 5 guys, locked in on that. I think we've been able to hold up over the course of 48 pretty well. Not getting fatigued or feeling like I feel like we've gotten stronger as the game has gone on. Just got to be able to get out to a little bit better start in terms of not. Playing fast but not in a hurry. That's the line that we try to find that sweet spot and that balance. Especially with the way that they're guarding us, you got to have some counters to their pressure because they are, trying to extend their defense out, and playing fast into that sometimes can get you in a little bit of a rush.
Steph, did you know you were going to play the whole fourth quarter, up your minutes in this game? Did Steve tell you that, or was that kind of on the fly?
It was on the fly, but I assumed when I started that, knowing we were down, whatever it was, that I was going to be able to finish, and I felt fine. So see how that goes the rest of the series.
Then also, Jordan didn't play in the fourth, Donde didn't play in the fourth, Kuminga didn't play in this whole second half. Do you need more production? Do you see that maybe coming at home? How have you seen kind of the younger players produce in these first 2 games?
The way that we played all year has been a little bit of kind of different rotations, getting out there and trying different things. It's part of how we're built because we have so many options based on looks, based on what the other team's doing. And our biggest challenge is for everybody to just stay locked in mentally on what you're asked to do when you're out there and not get deflated if it's not your night or not your turn. I know it's really hard to do. Everybody wants to be out there. Everybody wants to play. But things change really quickly in a series, and if you miss that moment because you kind of give in to the frustrations or whatever that is, that's the hard part. That's the challenge. So those guys have been productive all year, have helped us win some big games, and I expect whoever's out there to contribute, especially like you said when we go home to find some momentum and some life and give ourselves a chance in the series.